Most guys think that they can't stay consistent because they're not motivated enough. But motivation is a terrible strategy. It shows up when you want it to, but what does it do? It totally disappears as soon as life gets busy, as soon as life gets stressful, as soon as vacation hits, kids travel, blah, 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 blah. It disappears. Motivation is tough. In this video, I'm gonna break down how motivation is got to go and what is gonna actually help you become more consistent when times get busy. And let me go ahead and guess. I'm sure that you have had these different bursts of motivation where you get gung-ho, maybe you're outside playing with your kid and you realize how tired you were and you're like, golly, I gotta get in shape. So 3 to 5 weeks, your weight goes down, your energy goes here, life gets busy, you fall off. Something happens, you put on some old clothes, you put on a t-shirt and it fits a little tighter than you want to, you get your butt back in gear, you lose the weight, you're right here, life gets busy, you go on vacation, it's holidays, you fall off. Or maybe it was you started the new program, or maybe you started the New Year's resolution, where after seeing a picture of yourself and realizing that, man, something's got to change. But time and time again, motivation only gets you so far. The cycle that you have built isn't because I would challenge you that you're not lazy or that you're weak, because it's been shown that you've done it a couple of times. So you can do it. But what happens here that falls you short of breaking through over here and living over here? My challenge to you would be, it'd be the lack of a system and the lack of support. I mean, if we think about like brushing our teeth, you don't wake up to feeling motivated to brush your teeth every day. You do it because it's a part of your routine. You do it because it's part of your system or your habits. It's a non-negotiable. And fitness works the exact same way. The guys who win were not more motivated than anyone else. They've just built systems, they've built habits, they've built routines. We have built routines, habits, non-negotiables, so that whether you feel like it or not, you actually follow through. I'm not saying that every day has got to be 90 minutes. Every day has got to be in the gym for 60 minutes. What I'm saying is there is a certain level of standard that will be done every day. And here I've got this broken down into 3 different categories I want you to reflect on when we're talking about having standards and we're talking about having a system in place rather than motivation. Number 1 is structure over willpower, accountability versus excuses, and habits over hype. Now, when it comes to having structure, a clear strategy, a clear plan eliminates decision fatigue. The idea of what to be doing, what to be focusing on, where do my results come? It takes away the guesswork. Because what does motivation require? It requires energy. And systems create clarity around the energy that you need to have to be able to execute the job rather than focusing on willpower. You just get to show up. And when we talk about accountability versus having excuses, have you ever noticed that whenever you're having someone check on you or somebody's watching you, you kind of raise your standard for yourself. You kind of perform a little better. You sit up a little taller. You try a little bit harder. And when someone's checking in on you, the excuses disappear or you take full ownership of them. And then you just have a choice. Are you willing to settle for that? Or are you willing to become better? And I know what you want. You want to be better. But will you accept some level of accountability? Because motivation can't do that. Motivation says, I can do this on my own. I've done it before. I've gotten this far. I know that I could do it. But then you fall off. I know that I could do it. I know that I could do it. Well, accountability says, hey man, when you get right here, let's keep going. You can do this. Let's break through. Let's push through this. Let's try this. It helps you get over the hump. Because if we're being completely honest, motivation is going to fade. Habits stick, just like brushing your teeth. It's part of your habit. It's part of your lifestyle. And a system will lock that in until it becomes automatic. I just had a client that I am so proud of because I'll be completely honest with you. He's now probably 6 weeks into the program, and it's something that I tell everybody on their first call. Hey man, if you don't want to be held to a higher level of standard, if you don't want to become the guy that you said you want to be, go ahead and raise your hand on the call, because we do online training, remote coaching. Raise your hand on the call and I'll just go ahead and give you your money back, because I don't care about that. I care about helping you get to where you want to go. He didn't raise his hand on day 1, but 6 weeks later he said, man, I'm busy, I'm stressed, I can't give this everything that I want. And I have one of the exercises that I do in my course is I have people write a 6-month letter to themselves. I put the 6-month letter up to his face and I say, is this going to get you closer or further from the guy that you want to be. And quite frankly, it was extremely empowering because he said, thank you for not refunding my money. Thank you for holding me accountable. Thank you for letting me stay true to who I want to be, because this always happens to me. Whenever I get stressed, whenever kids get out of school, I always fall off. This is what I always do. So I'm extremely proud of you. And you know who I'm freaking talking to, Matt. You stepped up and you took ownership. So many guys, they start worrying about the what? They start worrying about the money. They start worrying about blah, 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 blah. None of this stuff matters, man. You can always make this up. There's always time. There's always, you're in your 30s or 40s. There's ways to make it work. What doesn't happen is you freaking taking ownership and stepping up like you really want to be. I'm just freaking fired up about this whole process because this was just the other day and I'm super proud of him. But that's the difference in having accountability versus excuses. Now the guy, week after week, is losing weight. He's back on his horse and he feels better than he ever has because the system and the accountability carried him through it. Not the hype, not the first 6 weeks where everybody's motivated, where everybody gets down to here. It's what happens right here, boys. And that's why I created the hybrid training system that focuses not on strength and building muscle and losing body fat, but surrounding yourself with a community of people who want to be better, who want to be strong, who want to be fit, who want to have the energy for their kids, not just the next app or the next workout program or the next muscle building. You can find that stuff all over the internet. Well, if you're looking for structure, if you're looking for accountability, you're looking for a proven system that will help you get there, it's all about accountability and having it backed with science and evidence. And heck, I've been doing this for nearly 2 decades now, creating a framework that fits into your family, your lifestyle, and your career. That's how you continue to break through instead of always starting over. So if you're tired of waiting on motivation and you want to have some actual structure, subscribe, because this entire training series where I'm talking about everything that there is to know about hybrid training for athletes, and your dad and you're in your mid-40s or your mid-30s and you're wanting to find a plan and a structure, hit subscribe because I'm breaking it all down. Over the next 30 days, I'm talking about zone 2 running, talking about a split training routine for hybrid training style, talking about fat loss, talking about weight loss. I'm talking about everything that I can think of when it comes to optimizing building muscle, losing body fat, and having it fit within your lifestyle. If you have any questions or any topics that you want me to cover, comment down below so I can break it all down and I'll add it into my list. And if you want me to build your system for you to take all the guesswork out, check out the description down below. You and I can hop on a strategy call and we can lay all this stuff out. Otherwise, I'll see you in tomorrow's video where we're going to be breaking it down.